Okay, the Fakahatchee Strand Preserve State Park. So I'm gonna head up the East Main Tram and head over to the private cabin. Check that out. Okay, gonna do another little walkabout through Fakahatchee State Park, and this is another strand preserve in the park. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up to see what the strand definition is, but it's used for various areas in Florida. Places are called a strand, so I'm sure there's a specific meaning to what that is. Maybe it could just be a strip of land in the swamp or something of that sort. Not sure. So I'll have to figure that one out. But it is pretty neat here. I'm not actually in the Everglade National Forest right now, but just outside of it. And just driving south, it's transitioned into kind of more swampy, watery areas. And driving in, I saw a couple really large gators. One was right on the road, so I was able to get as close as I wanted to that one. So, but there's supposed to be gators down here too, on this walk. So we'll see. But it's very jungly here. There's a lot of ferns. I think they're giant sword ferns. I think I read somewhere some of these that are in here. They're as much as 10 feet tall, which is pretty neat. There's palms, various palms, and I'm not sure if there's mangrove trees in here. There might be, but there are also the cypress that are kind of a swamp cypress, which is a really cool tree. This is a neat king palm. So there's king palms strewn about through the park also. They're really pretty. I'll show you some of those. It's a beautiful palm species. You can see them back there also. Nice feather fronds on them. And here's a bunch more. So they're very tropical looking palm. I like them a lot. And this is a native. I don't think the kings are native, but this is a native palm species that you see a lot in Florida. And here's kind of the swamp look in here. So anyway, I'm just gonna take a little walk down through here and film anything cool that I see. All right, so I'm walking along and there's this monster sitting here. It's probably at least 9-10 feet long. It's big, and I'm about 10 feet away from it. I need to go around it to continue down the path. So, I mean, he's obviously looking at me. So I am going to attempt to just go by him here. And hopefully he's just gonna chill. Okay, good gator. Thank you. And I think this is his area. A lot of times they have a slide, what's called a slide, where they come in and out of the swamp. Something else in the water there. But yeah, that's one fat, well-fed gator. So I think he's probably used to people walking by and he's okay. But while we're here, here's some more of the swamp, other cool ferns in here. There's many fern species around here. There's bromeliads, which I've always loved bromeliads, which are basically plant species that grow on other plants in the like tree canopies. But I think that's like a bird nest type fern. Probably have seen those as plants available as house plants, I think. So yeah, there's different bromeliads in here. There's another species there. So just very rich that way. So I'm loving this. Here's the gator in the path, and we continue on down, see what we find. So here's a good example of one of the cypress. I'm sure I'll see lots of them, but this is one of the better ones I've seen. You can see how they are very bulbous towards the bottom. And I know they've been logged a lot throughout the southeast United States. And a lot of them, the logs that were lost from all the logging, they get lost in this brackish water, or they were. And they're still harvested today. People go around, they're a very high money log because they take on these beautiful colorations from being in the swamp water for 100 years or so. So yeah, it's a little history there on these cypress. But another neat thing about these cypress is they put up these little like knobs from their roots that will grow into another tree. Maybe you can see one there, which is probably from this big cypress over here. And sometimes you'll just see a bunch of those sticking up around. So it's kind of a neat thing that this cypress does. You can see one over here. Getting a little glare there, but yeah, there's another one sticking up. There might be one over there. There. So I'll probably get to film some more. Looks like that's a nice one too. All right, so here's a pretty good example of one of these cypress things. I don't know the exact term of it, but yeah, that's how it is. It's just growing like this. It's nice. It's still growing, but I'm not sure the exact term of what these are called, but it's pretty neat. And add a little character to the swamps where these cypresses are growing. It's a nice little butterfly. I could tell it's a very pretty little butterfly, but it doesn't look like it's gonna stop anywhere. But maybe I could do a slow-mo on it to see, or screen capture on it. Got him. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the inside. Whatever flower that is, that's the one the fritillaries liked the other day too, but let's see if we can chase this butterfly down. Okay, there we go. I don't know what species that is. I've never seen it, but it's awesome. Very unique wing formations. Pretty elongated. It's got a little metallic sheen to it. So maybe somebody knows what species that is, but what a treat to see that. I'm not sure if this is doing it justice, but it's a beautiful butterfly. All right, I'm gonna take that as good as it gets for that little guy. So I wanted to share this. This is a unique plant here. It's kind of like this nice kind of horsetail. Seems like grass, but it's pretty thick, growing off the side of this palm tree. Pretty neat plant, but I actually think if you look close, it's actually, the way it looks to me, I think it's actually a fern. Some of the roots look more fern-like than anything else. So there were a couple dried up pieces like this that look like they kind of unfurl. So yeah, if I had to guess, I think this is a very unique kind of strandy fern. Pretty neat. Okay, onward. So here's another palm with this grass like plant growing on it. It's a nice look. And again, I'm just guessing when I think it's a fern species, just based on the root part. But really, I don't know. I don't know. It's just my best guess. But it's really cool. Maybe if somebody knows, they can chime in the comments on that one. I just wanted to show this water area. Just a nice glistening of the sunlight on the plant foliage right now. But this isn't a mucky swamp by any means. The water is extremely clear. I mean, there's a little bit of darkness to it, kind of like a light tea. And I think that's just from the tannic acids from some of the leaves. But other than that, I mean, this water is very clear. Nice little scenery here. So here's a nice little cypress grove area. And anyway, just wanted to show these knobs sticking up again. There's a bunch of them back in there sticking up. They're kind of like little monuments. Like a little terrarium in here. Spider's working on his web. It's kind of an inverse silhouette of him dancing in the sun like that. That is pretty awesome. Well, little frog was jumping along the road, and he's being quite cooperative. I don't know what kind of frog that is, but little green frog. Oh. Okay, so here we are walking along, and I'm about this close before I see this guy sitting right along the path again. So I would say he's about, looks like part of his tail's gone, but he would probably be 7-8 feet. And their eyes are so black. It's crazy. But I'm just gonna walk right on by. I think they got this little routine down. Leave the people alone. Okay. We got a nice little home there. So, I don't know, you definitely have to watch out around here as you're walking along, because you can just about step on these big gators right along the banks here if you're not careful. Chasing a butterfly or something, not watching, and you could come up on a gator pretty easily. So anyway, so far so good. Looks like a reishi mushroom growing on that dead tree. Nice ferns through here. Sounds like a red-tailed hawk screeching in the background. Okay, looks like I made it to the cabin Hilton. Which is great. Check this out a little bit. Got this sign here. Caution. A little late for that. Should have had that sign back where I started. Almost stepped on a couple gators. Yeah, apparently this cabin was elsewhere, and then in 1960 or something, Hurricane Doran moved it over here. Oh, that's what it's called, the Fakahatchee Hilton, established 1957. Looks like you can hang out in here a little bit. Or no, they got it locked up. Yeah. But looks like people still come here and hang out. It's a new propane light up there. Some beds. Neat. Little walk over here. All that filming I did for those little cypress knobs, and they're right here. Some good examples of them. Bunches of them. Wow. All right, well, I guess they don't get a lot of visitors here. Some big gators crashing in the water there. Sheesh. Yeah, that guy. There's a big one sitting over there. There's one right over here. Yeah. A lot going on over here. There's the ones that jumped in the water. Pretty good size. And a few of them sitting over there. Yeah, they got a good life back in here. Oh, what a cool spot. Looks like a happy gator. Nice spot. It's a beautiful day. It's I think it's probably about 80, between 80 and 85 today. A little breeze. And there's the little Fakahatchee Hilton. This looks like the outhouse here, but let's go back in here. This looks like crazy gator land back here. Holy cow. Dang. There's like a dozen huge gators back in here. Wow. This guy's holding his ground, but gosh, these are big gators. That one back there's, that's a toad. Well, that's about as close as I want to get. I'm maybe 12 feet away from this guy. Beautiful animals, but well, this is good. Seems to be pretty comfortable with me. Looks like you could almost pet this one. He's not reactive at all. Huh. Deceptive. I think that's about all he has to do to let you know. Leave me alone. Okay, I'm walking back. It's sun's getting low in the sky. I was back in there a couple miles at the Fakahatchee Hilton. So trying to hightail it out of here. And it's still pretty though. Nice sun and the ferns. cool little walk out of here. So anyway, another cool experience. Saw some nice things. Awesome gators, got real close. Almost stepped on a couple. So no complaints. Nature never disappoints. So Alexander adventures on. We'll see you at the next spot.